Senator Reid is asking the FBI to investigate the possibility that Russia may try to manipulate the presidential election. In a letter to the FBI's director, the Senate Minority Leader wrote the threat, and I quote, is more extensive than widely known and may include the intent to falsify official election results, end quote. 2 apparent cyber breaches in June targeted voting data in Arizona and in Illinois. The FBI has issued a warning telling election officials to increase security nationwide. To discuss this, Dan Ackerman, senior editor with our partners at CNET, joins us. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gil.
We have heard the Clinton campaign allege that the DNC hack was done by Russian intelligence with an attempt to sway the election. We've heard Donald Trump talk about the election perhaps being rigged in the event of a loss. Obviously, this is a concern. But what sort of information are we talking about here?
Well, in this case, this is state election boards, and a lot of that is voter registration information, names, addresses, maybe part of your social security number. It's not really secret stuff, but it's certainly disturbing to think about it all being together in one package. So this is not as high-tech a hack as like the DNC hack, where it's secret information that was then handed out, but it serves to kind of muddy the water and make you feel that the people running your election at the local level are not fully on top of their game.
The Washington Post reports that the FBI believes Russians were actually behind this incident here. Could the information in the voting systems be tampered with?
You know, that is the next step after that. If you show that you can get in there and get access and basically download that registration information and take it away, the next step is, can you change it? Can you mess around with it? When you go to vote and your name is suddenly not on the roll, is it because you forgot to re-register at your new address? Is it an honest mistake? Or did someone go and delete your entry? And even though we don't see any evidence of any of that happening, just people, looking at information and taking it with them, that's another one of those kind of throw a bunch of dust up in the air issues.
I mean, that's a really important point. Both political parties have all this information. That's how they contact voters. They reach back out to them, they get them to the polls on those days, they send them mailing information, brochures. Is there any evidence that hackers could change the results on Election Day?
That is a whole different. Once we get past this issue, then we talk about the voting machines, which we talked about a few times, which have their own set of vulnerabilities. So I think what you're doing is you're adding uncertainty onto uncertainty, although there's certainly never been a case where we've shown that people are either changing votes in voting machines for an actual election or using these state election boards in order to change information. But the fact that 2 of them, at least that we know about so far, have already been shown to be vulnerable, it shows you when you have state-run elections and everyone has their own IT department, their own equipment, their own hardware, their own software, their own security practices, which they may or may not keep up with properly, you have a lot of points of weakness in the system. And
that is one reason why the FBI, issued an alert which one expert has called unprecedented. How wide is the spectrum, then, of potential vulnerability here?
Oh, sure. I mean, that's exactly it. When you think about things being run on the national level, you have at least one, system of hardware and software and IT practices to follow. When you do it state by state, everyone can do it a different way. Some people are going to do it better than others. And then in all these states, you have tons of officials who have login information, email, password, usernames that could then get compromised in other ways if they just click on, let's say, a simple phishing email, which is about the lowest tech hack you can possibly do.
Frightening.
Dan,
wow.
thank you so much. Good to see you.